In this video, I'm going to show you how to export your paper out in Scrivener. I'm going to show you how to do it in the APA 6th edition format. So just to review, we have created our paper. So what I did here was I took a template. I took the template and copied the portions of that template into my master document, my master binder for the class. Then I wrote, using QuoteSpeak, I wrote my paper. I sent it off to be edited and cleaned up to make sure it's exactly what I wanted. And I've gone through, made sure my references are correct and properly formatted, my appendix is correct and properly formatted, and my introduction, everything is correct. And now what I want to do is I want to create that final print, that final paper. So I do everything in the actual master file, as I've said, master class file. When I go to do my final printouts, in order to get the right template and to make sure that everything is super clean, I will then copy and paste this information into a new document. So let's create that document first. So here's my new document. I'm going to go to nonfiction. I'm going to pick APA paper. I'm going to choose, and it's going to ask me to save, and I'm going to just save this as final. And you want to save it as the title of the template, or the title of the paper. So title of paper, and I'm just going to save, and it'll open up that document. So I'm going to bring this document over here. I'm going to take this, going to slide it over here. All right. Now, here is the blank, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that blank and I am going to move it all to trash. So I've got a clean paper right here. And all of this, by the way, is in the instructions inside of Scrivener, so I'm doing nothing more than just showing you what is already there. But I'm going to take my completed document over here. And I'm going to take all of those, highlight that, and then if you just drag and drop, it's basically like copying. Okay, so now I cannot worry about this. Now I've got to set a couple of things. If I were just to export this paper, I'm going to compile it right now, and whoops, wrong button. I didn't hit the compile, it was the compose button. If I were just to compile it right now, you can see here that under contents, you see that I have different breaks where I want to set the page breaks, and I might want to change that. And then what I have here is what I want to do in terms of separators. Again, I don't want to really mess with any of this. What levels I want to appear, how I want them to appear. The real big thing is here, I need to replace some presets. So the school name I need to replace, and my school was CUNY, and the short name of the paper, and this needs to be all caps. So what do we call this? We call this paper title, I believe. Oh, title of paper, and that's the short name. Now, a lot of university ones will have these really long names, and so that's how you do the short name. And that's all I need to do. And I'm going to change this to PDF, and I'm going to compile it, and I will show you how to do that. So I'm going to leave the title the same, and I'm going to compile it, and I'll show you that this is wrong, but then I'll show you how to change it. Okay, so I've compiled my paper, super quick. Let's go in there, and I'll show you the paper, and then I'll show you the little tweaks that you have to do to make sure that it's right. So there's my video writing. Here's my compiled paper. All right, so there, running head, title of paper, that's correct. Disability, something of the internet, that's the title of my paper, my real title, so that's correct. My name is correct. CUNY is correct. My abstract is correct. My introduction is correct. Everything, I think this actually may be correct. Now, if I want to change anything, like I can go back to the title and change all of that, or the working title, right? I can change that. And then I want to check my references to make sure that they look all good. Now here, for example, there is maybe too much space between that, so I might want to go into the file and delete out the spaces. So that just doesn't look quite right. So I would go do that. So I can come in here. This is in the last section of the paper. So I can come in here under the main section of the paper. This was discussion. So you can see how, let me just get that to be larger. You can see how those are a little bit too wide. So I could delete areas. Well, I probably want that one and delete that one in my block quotes. And then I just compile again. My replacements are still there. Yep. I'll hit compile. I'm going to call this title of paper 2. I'm going to compile it. And then I'm going to look at my, there we go. And let's go look at that section. You can see here, it actually makes the sections right properly. So then let's look at that. So that's still, oh, I don't think I edited the right section. Yeah, I edited the right section. You can see there's a lot less space. There's still some space above it. I might want to get rid of that. So that starting to look good. But you can see how you go back and forth and get it down to a final thing. But look at how nice this looks. I mean, this is a properly formatted double space, and I didn't have to worry about any of that with Scrivener. It just looks like junk here. You can use different text, different sizes, all of that. And look, you got one text here, a different text here, and if you go into the actual final paper, Scrivener just, let's go into the final paper, Scrivener just pulls all that out and properly formats it with the right text, with the right headers and the right formatting, and does all that, and so you don't have to worry about any of that. So one of the things that trips people up, particularly at all levels in college, is formatting and writing. So I separate outlining from writing from formatting, and so then, and I use tools that basically get all of that out of the way for me so that I don't have to worry about any of that, and I can just focus in on the writing itself. This dramatically cuts down time and dramatically increases the quality of my work.